it can't be overemphasized, the importance of getting some good sleep.
We are about to launch.
Solo round.
Truth, not trends.
That's right, truth, not trend.
Boom, baby.
We are here live in the studio, and we're going to talk to you about all kinds of cool stuff, performance enhancement, substances, secrets, top secrets to performance enhancement.
The secretiest secrets that have ever secreted. This is the podcast where we help you maximize your strength as safely and efficiently as possible. My name is Jesse Schmidt. I've been a strength coach for 2,299 days.
Holy crap, it's almost 300 days, rapidly approaching. You said 299, right?
2,300 days, yes.
2,300 days. That's what I meant, 2,300 days. Anyway, my name is Liam Bauer. I've been a strength coach for 35 years and counting.
You got a birthday coming up.
I got a birthday coming up.
Old Man River. She's got 77th birthday right around the corner.
That's
here.
Right. We were talking about it in the last episode. You guys are all coming to my 77th birthday. Chase me around. Can you catch the man? Can you take my cane out of my hair? See if you can catch me.
So today we're talking with the old man here about TNT's 4 secrets for performance enhancement. This is the first 4 of 99 total secrets we have for you. We'll follow up with the other 95.
One at a time in 5-minute increments.
So stay tuned for this fantastic solo round with Jesse and Liam. Before we get into the episode, we want to remind you to check out TNTstrength.com for our full line of performance enhancing supplements.
That's right. We have 5, actually. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amazing supplements available.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's right. And they are creatine monohydrate, fish oil, which we are big fans of, probiotics for that gut biome health, and of course some K2D3. That's 4. Do we have 5?
Whey protein. Chocolate style.
Chocolatey good whey protein for that muscle boosting magnificence.
People, we recommend a high protein, whole food diet. But if you know you've got some gaps in your nutrition, these supplements are great things to check out. So go to TNTstrength.com and give them a peek. We offer free shipping anywhere in the continental US. Eat your heart out. After you visit TNTstrength.com, come right back here and enjoy part 2 of TNT's 4 secrets to performance enhancement.
3 and 4 of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bingo.
So jump right back in.
So, all right. We woke up, we had a cup of coffee, we knocked out a workout, we drank water during the day. Now it's time to go to sleep.
Sleep is like the most crucial time for, and again, when people are struggling for any reason, not making progress with their strength training, with their exercise routine, recovery is a big part of it. Remember, the workout is just the stimulus. It sets things in motion, but the benefits that you're after happen during the recovery process. And sleep is the cornerstone of recovery. So if you're not sleeping well for any reason, it's probably going to be one of the biggest levers you can pull to improve performance or improve the outcomes of the time you're spending in the gym.
Yeah, I would say the biggest lever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question for me.
Yeah, and
almost nobody gets the right amount of sleep.
Yeah, and it's essentially been proven, that you will gain more muscle, lose more fat, all those kind of things just by improving your sleep.
But a lot of people have a tough time sort of chewing on that idea that the workout doesn't actually make you stronger. The workout makes you temporarily weaker, but it is the stimulus that sets in motion the recovery period that then you become stronger in. So, and that most of that recovery is happening when you're sleeping.
There's so many things happening that are important while we sleep, with our brain, with, our body, with so many things that it can't be overemphasized, the importance of getting some good sleep.
There's a book I've mentioned several times on this podcast. It's called Why We Sleep. It's by Dr. Matthew Walker. He talks about, just how important sleep is. I mentioned when we were talking about water that even a small bit of dehydration. Cap, you said, did you read that book, Cap? Yeah, good book. So even a small bit of dehydration can significantly impact your performance in the gym or on the fields. But the impact of being underslept can affect you to an even greater degree. And so, Dr. Walker goes so far as to say that, so on the topic of motor skills, for example, he goes so far as to say that if you had the choice between driving drunk or driving sleep deprived, and I don't remember the actual, maybe it was like pulling an all-nighter and then driving or something like that. I can't remember how much sleep you've been deprived of, but he says that you should drive drunk instead, which is, obviously not really a politically correct thing to say, but he's not recommending that you drive drunk. He's just, for the sake of the debate, what alcohol does is it impairs your motor skills, but what sleep deprivation does is it inhibits your motor skills, right? So when you're drunk, you may react more slowly. When you're sleep deprived, you may just not react.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, if you fall asleep while you're driving, that's pretty rough. But think about, if I'm out there trying to hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and I'm sleep deprived because I was up late, whatever, partying, and I'm not going to be able to react, but maybe or I'm not going to be able to react with the same efficiency. So that's definitely something to take into account. But it's also interesting, when we're talking about these, in these secrets to performance enhancement, we're talking about some things you ingest, right? Food, whatever, caffeine, coffee. The last one is, you could call it a food. We haven't mentioned that one yet. Water, right? And sleep. And so food, we can live without for weeks, if not months, many of us. Water, we can live without for a week. Sleep, if you don't sleep for a week, you probably could live without water for longer than a week, but you cannot live without sleep for more than a couple days.
Just a few days without water,
and that's another thing that Dr. Walker points out, is that sleep deprivation studies are illegal in most states now because they kill people.
It's
flat out.
It was also used as a form of torture, right? It has been for years. Sleep deprivation is
So sleep's a funny thing, right? Because it's not totally understood. Think about it as an evolutionary thing. Like, we just basically shut down our bodies for a third of our life. We're very vulnerable to like attacks and, anything could happen in that time, but it's so important that we have to do it. Like, that is where our body recovers,
Yeah. And you have to, you can't earn it back, right? If you don't have sleep, and I feel like the effects of losing sleep are compounding in a negative way, but you can't like repay it. You can get a better night's sleep and try to keep that as a schedule, but you can't get back that sleep that you lost. There's no way to earn it back. You've lost it, and it will impact things and if you allow that to occur as a pattern, you may be under functioning all the time without realizing it.
Yeah, you sort of said that very casually, but the percentage of our population that is underperforming all the time, I would say, is very high. And these are just basic things to do, just drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, and
taking extra caffeine. Oh yeah, sorry, that's not necessarily that's a separate thing. We'll save the hyphy mode for last.
There you go.
Hey, what are those guys doing here?
Whenever I feel like I'm stalling out on my bench press, I know I need a new strength curve.
Whether you're stalling out on the road or stalling out in the gym, you need something with great engineering.
That's right. And
So look for the pendulum. Pendulum.
Not just your average strength machines.
No, they have smooth strength curves.
Amazing rigidity.
And did we mention the engineering's fantastic?
That's right. Not to mention, they come in cool colors.
Like red.
And silver. That was kind of weird. What was that all about? Back to the interview.
So what's our last performance enhancing secret?
Another,
Taku?
yeah, well, it's not a secret at all, but
Top secret.
double secret,
Exclusive.
double secret probation. Yeah, I mean, this is the substance that we are fans of, which is creatine monohydrate. This is not something new. It's actually been around for decades now. It really kind of burst onto the scene around the 92 and 96 Olympics. It kind of first came around 92. I think that was Barcelona. And then by the 96 Olympics, like almost every athlete was using it. That was in Atlanta, I believe, in the United States. And it became a huge, over-the-counter thing. And one of the amazing things that at the time, especially because the supplement industry has been going strong for years, it's obviously much bigger than it was, but it's been around for a long time. And it was pretty standard that many of these supplements do not have any actual seeable, feelable effects, right? People hear the hype, they spend the money, and that didn't work, and they move on to the next one, and they hear the hype and they spend the money. But creatine was unusual because people were actually seeing and feeling a difference right away. And I can say from my own experience, when I very first started using creatine and using it with my athletes, sometimes the effects were dramatic in strength output, in gaining lean mass. I think honestly, for a lot of people, it's at this point, it's become so common that people underestimate the benefit if you've never used it before. It can be, as I say, it can be very dramatic. I mean, I'm talking about lifting a lot more weight, recovering faster, actually adding serious weight. The most weight I've ever seen actually anyone gain, believe it or not, was after taking a guy dieting down from being overweight. The first thing they did was get him down about 50 pounds from his starting weight. And then when they added creatine back in, I think he put on something like 18 pounds in like a couple of weeks of lean mass. Now, again, it's not muscle per se. It's hydrating the muscle. So the creatine goes in the muscle and it pulls water in with it. It's much like glycogen. And but it does increase power output. And these days, with all the research behind it, we know that it also can increase cognitive function. It's beneficial to the point that we recommend it to pretty much all of our clients, and we take it literally every day. I take creatine every day. There's no reason to cycle on or off of it. The old days people would go on and off, kind of like they thought they were on steroids or something. They have to cycle on or off. It does not. It's not a hormone. It's not changing your hormone profile. It is not an anabolic steroid. It has no androgenic or anabolic direct effects, but it is definitely a performance enhancing substance for many, especially again, if it's a trigger you never pulled. If you're a vegan or vegetarian, you're not taking a lot of animal source protein, even more reason to take it because it's something that's usually found in high levels of animal proteins, especially beef. So you're probably missing out if you're being plant-based. Creatine, and again, it's not going to hurt you. It's not an animal product that you can take it in and not be breaking your vegan laws. So it can be worth exploring, and it's inexpensive. The other thing, much like the pre-workouts, you want to just get plain creatine monohydrate. If you're going to go out and buy creatine, there's 1,000 creatine products that claim to have all these benefits, and they come in flavors and colors and have all these other little things stuck in them, or they're effervescent, or they have some other whiz-bang stuff. And you just want the plain white micronized creatine monohydrate. That's the one that all the research has been done on.
Tasteless, odorless.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's plentiful. It's effective. Don't waste your money on any of the bells and whistles stuff.
Which, if you walk into GNC, they definitely will sell you on some brightly colored bottle of crap. That's the newest, fanciest. It's got all these. They'll tell you, why would you buy the plain stuff when you can buy it with all this other amazing stuff in it too? Right. Don't listen. Just get the boring stuff.
You're paying for that pixie dusting probably again, so don't bother. You're just dumping way too much money out. And yes, as you may or may not know, TNT Strength actually does offer their own creatine monohydrate, and that's what we use.
TNTstrength.com.
That's right.
Subtle pitch there.
Got to get it in there.
But we sell it because we believe in it, and we sell it because it's been well researched and it's effective, and we don't sell crap that doesn't work.
Exactly. So let's sum up. We've got caffeine, worth exploring. If you haven't used it, or if you're not, you want to play with, try adding it as a workout substance. See what happens. Be careful with your sleep. Don't take it too late. Know yourself. It doesn't have to be coffee. It could be coffee. So around here, we're in Oakland, California, and there's a little stuff called Hyphy Mud. And Hyphy Mud is basically homemade pre-workout. And the secret is you get freeze-dried coffee and you mix it with Coca-Cola or it could be Diet Coke if you're not a sugary person. And you can imagine take scoops of freeze-dried iced coffee and you add as many of them as you want to get it as powerful as you want, hence the mud name. And you mix it all together and you get Hyphy Mud. So it's like coffee flavored Coke. It's like the cheapest pre-workout you can get. You buy a big thing of Folgers crystals, get yourself some Diet Coke. You got Hyphy Mud for days.
I'm gonna keep some of that at the studio. I'm gonna start doing that for my next workout.
You should get Hyphy Mud. I've done it. It's pretty good. We'll bring in some Diet Pepsi.
Sounds intense.
We'll scoop up some Hyphy Mud. Maybe we should experiment. How many scoops of Hyphy Mud? Get the mud just right.
Oh my gosh.
I got 10 scoops. That's a lot of caffeine, baby.
I won't sleep for days.
That's right. We're going to see Jesse. We're going to do videos of Jesse before and after Hyphy Mud. All right, people. So let's make sure you got the list. Get your sleep dialed in. Try some creatine monohydrate if you haven't. Make sure you're getting water. Start with half your body weight in ounces a day and explore the caffeine as a pre-workout, not post-workout, mind you. Take it 20, 30 minutes beforehand and see what happens. If you, with creatine, also the big question comes up just with that is it's about how to dose it. Some people say load it. Some people say you don't need to. Both things are true. But in my experience, especially if you've never used it, I highly recommend that you actually load it for 7 to 10 days. And loading would be taking it 3 to 5 times a day. So a normal serving is usually about a teaspoon. And so you would take 3 to 5 teaspoons a day. I recommend actually 5 teaspoons a day for at least 5 days in a row if you've never taken it, because what it'll do is saturate your system faster, and then you'll notice and see and feel those changes more dramatically. Could just start taking 1 teaspoon a day, but it'll take a while for it to get into your system and really have a noticeable effect. So I'm a fan of the loading phase myself, especially if you've never tried it before. Now I'm on a maintenance dose, so I literally just take it every morning when I'm having my morning shake. I just have some creatine. And as I've mentioned in the past, I just take a scoop and throw it directly in my mouth and drink it down. Because creatine's heavy, it'll sink and stick to the side of the glass or whatever. You find yourself stirring and drinking and stirring and drinking. I don't want to waste my time, so I just throw the whole scoop in my mouth and just drink it down with my liquid of choice.
Boom.
Boom, baby.
Boom, baby.
What's up, people? Thank you so much for listening to this episode of
Truth, not trends.
That's right here at TNT Strength Headquarters, Truth Not Trends.
Please, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, rate, and review us on whatever platform you're listening to us on. And don't forget to share with a friend.
You can find us on the web at tntstrength.com.
That's right, TNT Strength now coming to you in person at 5255 College Avenue in Oakland, California. You can call the studio 510-768-5421. You can also text us at 855-796-9905.
Or shoot us an email at contact@tntstrength.com. And whatever you do, stay off of that stupid blue bubbly boasting.
Oh wait, no, that's not what we say in the beginning of this podcast. We say
Mixed and edited by Desmond McNeese for We Mixed It, LLC. Go to whatsoundsawesome.com.